And welcome to Dawn Apart. We're back in this game. It's been a bit. There have supposedly been upgrades to the game to make it run smoother, which is very important because the last time we played it, I pretty much would play until the game crashed. And then I would make up my time and continue on from there. So right now, as far as I understand it, it's supposed to be more stable, which might lead you to asking, what is Dawn Apart? And Dawn Apart is a factory management and colony survival game. It's very unique in this pixel style because your colonists actually, like take things apart. And we're going to start here by just basically ripping out everything and reorganizing. So right now our first goal is to build the spaceport, and we will get there, but we definitely need other things first. We're going to need the workbench. That's going to help us with building pretty much everything that we require at this point in time. And we have the lucre miner, which will get thrown down over here in just a moment. Actually, we can go ahead and just do that. Yeah, we'll go something like this. So we're going to want every last bit of lucrum we can get. That's sort of the in-game currency, if you will. We're going to want a carpenter's bench. So we'll place down the carpenter's bench right next to the workbench, and we'll get that constructed right away. The reason is we're going to want some floors and walls and stuff. And with that queued up, we should be able to build. Now there is iron, coal, and there's copper here. I thought there's copper up here. Yeah, there's copper here. So we're probably going to look at making our production somewhere, or maybe we'll bring it all in and make it here. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's very hard to say. What we probably will do is level this out. Yeah, and I think we'll make our living quarters here. I'm just keeping an eye out quickly, taking a quick look at where everything is, because we do have enemies turned on in this run. We did not have them on in the last one. So I think we actually need to make the furnace. I don't think we have a furnace to begin with. No, we don't. Same with the beds. We're going to have to make our beds. I think 4 beds is good. So we should be able to come over here and throw in our floors once EG finishes. IG. I don't know how to pronounce that name. It should be good for that. We can place the Mr. Soylent here. That's the food. And then right here we will put the toilet and the sink. Perfect. I know it's not beautiful, but it's definitely enough for what we need. Next, we're going to need the copper to get started. So for now, we can move all of this, but for now, go ahead and we'll place that there, and we will start mining. Right here, mine. So you can manually mine, or you can build the miners, and we definitely want to work on building the miners. I suppose we could get somebody over here to mine this coal deposit and see about that, but yeah, they're going to throw in the wood. I think they're all busy cutting, unfortunately. I mean, it's got to be done. It has to be cleared out one way or the other. Some water over there. Quartz is there. Quartz is used for glass, I believe. So Nanako over here is the one. He's definitely our champion mining out this copper. We'll have to take that, which it looks like Atushki is doing to get the copper in to make the iron rod, or copper rods, sorry. So I did this last time, in the fact that I've made these bigger sort of projects, and in this case, we're going to start by flattening this area. I don't know necessarily what it may be used for at this point. It might be the spaceport. I might just also be flattening it out so that we can build out sort of like a foundry area. It's a little bit difficult to say at this point, but all we're doing at this point is waiting for the mining to be completed anyway, so it seems worthwhile. And it doesn't look like everybody's too busy with other things, so we're going to go ahead and cancel this coal anyway. Yeah, so I think we are going to put the spaceport here just based on how it fits, and we can expand out this way to make a 5x5. I think eventually there's 7x7s or something, but we'll start with this 5x5 and use that to start our operations. So there's our first spaceport, which is now going to open up the events, which are going to be for, well, this is just telling us about it, and then the trade requests are going to come in. Copper ingots, which is going to be useful for getting things, such as the industrial cutter and more solvent, so we will need that, but we are going to wait on that. And then, of course, this one, which is going to be lucrum, which I think we already have of 200, and that's going to get us a person as well as a chemical lab. We'll place down the chemical lab, but we can't really do anything with it at this point, I don't believe. And yeah, we do have 200 lucrum, so if we click on the stockpile, we should be able to do 200, all two here, and I mean, realistically, we should be able to expand this out anyway, because we're only going to use it for that, and we should be able to do, I believe it was this one, right? Yes. Accept that. So now we've got this huge 6x6. It's not even a 5x5. I apparently don't know how to count a 6x6 as our spaceport. So that should keep us good for quite some time. In terms of, you know, what we need. I don't know how close we are to this. It looks like we're a good ways away. There's one in there. Although they are making more. Right now we only have the cut and the mine over here, so I'm really hoping that we very quickly get this done. I mean, it does look like they're finally starting to haul over real amounts. Yeah, so it is really working along now, that they actually are like hauling across more than one at a time. Mounted lights and lanterns. Put this above the door, and over here I guess we'll put 2 lights in here so that they can see. It doesn't seem to really do anything, but it does look nice, I have to say. And here comes our first ship. If you haven't seen it before, it is wonderful. It's one of the best animations. Here we have, sometimes you can see the name, I don't know why I can't see. Oh, there it is, the KSSS Beetle. And they've loaded up and they're leaving. So we have Kentaro, I guess is probably his name. And they're off. I have to say the game does seem to be running a lot smoother so far, and I really hope that continues up. Four days on that lucrum, and 5 days on this. So lucrum is the bigger thing. We should have solvents in here. No, we don't. Oh, we've already built our mines. I don't know how I missed that. Okay, so we definitely want to get these down then. So we'll get you there, and we'll get you there. And we can cancel these orders. The sooner that we can get away from like manually doing this and doing it with automation, the better. And we're gonna want like probably about 4 of these. Oh right, we got that from this deal, didn't we? The miners, or maybe we already had them. I don't know. In any case, we're now appropriately mining, and we're gonna want to place the first of these over here as soon as we can, because we want to get working on this coal. It should be pretty shortly coming along. I think we only have another... Okay, so we have 40 in stock now, so they should be able to start making that. And what's it take to make the red solvent? Copper plate, steel gears. That's what I thought. So we're a ways away. We're not even into... Like, we need the cutter to make the plates. So we can already clear these orders. And once this is done, we'll turn people off of doing this, because we should be able to get coal put in here once this is completed. There we go, and we can haul to here. And then we can turn delivery back on, and they should hopefully replace it with coal now. The next miner that we dig out, we're actually going to want to get some granite, I think. So that we can start making more furnaces and things. So if our spaceport's going to be there, I think we're going to want to level out this area. And that should be good, at least I think, for actually making our production facility. I actually want that, so I think... Yeah, it looks like a staircase. So that's probably the first of the hostile civilizations that'll be on this planet. Because like most of these type games, we're coming in as colonists and basically taking their stuff. So we'll be fighting. Oh no, we can't build those yet because we need something like the stone masonry, don't we? Because we need to make blocks. Okay, we'll make the stone masonry, and then we'll queue back up the other 2 mining drills. Which are going to be placed on coal and iron, respectively. It's going to be a more long-term solution, because we still have to... We still have to build those, and that'll be behind these. We will also plop down our... stone masonry. Should be able to go there and be fine. And these guys are making pretty quick work over here, which is great. I'd like to eventually make like legitimate floors and such. But that's going to be a ways away. Yeah, that's what I thought. So there's more than enough copper ingots. They just all need to be hauled to the storage because they're not calculating. Which usually means we need more people. So now we've got the second coal miner, and now we will get the second iron over here. I think we can make conveyors and stuff here. We can. It's a ways away because we need steel plates and all. But we will be getting there, you know, before you even realize. This area is almost completed, which is great. I think we will work on leveling out this area as well. At least till, say, here. Then we'll see from there what we need. Yeah, we'll do it like this so that we can have our lane in coming here and our lane out going there. And we really need to up our production here. And in fact, I guess we can uninstall this. We'll reinstall it beside it. Because again, our end goal is actually to automate everything. We don't want to have anything really manual at this point. And we'll take whatever is here, which I figured there'd be a good amount. And once that's done, we can flip this on. I can see them coming, so that's fine. We're going to focus on producing this so that we can get this done because we need that solvent that's going to come out of this. That's what's going to be used to get more lucrum, and we need to work on this. We're probably coming up on the deadline. 4 days. So I guess we still have a good bit of time, but there's no time like the present. So right now our people are basically hauling everything, and we want to get away from that as soon as possible. We want to get everything that we can to be automated. To be honest, we'll probably look at uninstalling these so that we can build them in better areas. One's going to end up going right here. Because we're going to have the coal pulled off and put into here. So this is going to be reserved for coal. So all the coal is going to get pulled off once we get conveyors. It's going to convey down here and get pulled off. And then the copper is going to do something similar over here as it comes down. But we're probably looking more at something like that with the copper. We're going to need to level this to be able to do that, though. Because it's just not going to be able to go down that way otherwise. So I forgot that you can't have a feeder going in and out in the same space. I thought they only took up half a space, but they don't. They take up a full space. So we'll need these two storages here, which will make sure all of these are set to only coal. Perfect. And what's going to end up happening is this will output here, which will get pulled into the stockpile, and it'll be put here. The reason for that is if there is an overage, if there's a excess, then it'll just get stuck in the stockpile instead of feeding through. We'll also need feeders going into these basically so that it feeds in. And these are already outputting things, so these can be conveyed directly. We don't need a feeder out or anything. And they'll come back this way and up here into the storage. We might even make it in there. I don't know quite yet. But that's the way it's going to look to at least stop the input. And over here, these are just going to put out on the belts. Once the saving goes away, they're going to put out on the belts, which are going to come to this merger and come over. This merger, it's not possible to merge or go through a merger and have a load in. So it will merge here. Again, it'll feed in and feed out. Oh no, this isn't going to work because they're going to be on. What we can do though is we can not build this. So any excess will remain in the storage is what's going to happen here, and it'll output on this belt. The reason that's important is it should be the left side is copper ore, and the right side is coal. Because we need both to be loaded, otherwise the system just doesn't work. And we do have 2 furnaces ready. Output blocked. Oh, is it because of the plans? I did not realize the plans would block the output. Okay. So, I mean, we're all set up with the idea. I guess just showing is going to be sufficient anyway. We'll make sure that all empty here are going to exclusively be for copper ore. Because, again, we don't want them putting other things in there. We don't want, like, a furnace to go in there and then have it come out on the belt or something. We can go ahead and accept this, because we have more than enough copper ingots at this point. And we need the industrial cutter to get the next step. We could also go ahead and place down these, which should allow us to haul some coal into once they get put down to start that for the iron. And I need them to haul over 200. Yeah, there we go. So that's going to be the 200. And these over here, again, we can cut this roughly in half, all to here. Which should allow us to put in steel ingot recipe. And then the remaining can be hauled to here. And again, this can all go out on one output, coming up and into the storage or wherever we want it to. We might end up moving our storage and such down here, actually. Once we get there, especially for copper and iron, we might have it come down this way. I'm starting to think that might be the play that we go with. And it does look like we need more coal to keep up with everything. So we'll probably build a couple more miners because we can and get them thwacked down on the coal here. I don't want to put down any of the, because we don't have feeders yet, so I don't want to put down any of the, this is already going. We can go ahead and just get them to haul all of this. They can like preemptively haul it. I don't know why they only take 10 at a time, but we can get them to haul across all 40 of it, and that'll be fine. But we should have our cutter here now. Yes, which will allow us copper and steel plates, and I think we need the steel plates first. I might be wrong in saying that. Again, we'll find out soon enough. It can be placed where the furnace was. That's perfectly fine. But we're going to be looking at 2 things. We're going to be looking at feeders, which apparently we can make 2 of, but do we have copper plates? How can we make, or we can make 5 of them according to this. I don't understand how. Oh, yellow ingredients, a shortage. Sorry, so we cannot build them yet. Never mind. So these take steel plates, and these take copper plates. So we're going to go ahead and get them to pump out copper plates at first. And all it takes is just ingredients plus time. That's it. So we need, for this setup alone, we need, what is that? 5 feeders. So we'll queue in 5 feeders. And over here, we're going to need another 2. So we'll queue those up as well. 2 more feeders. Actually, we'll wait for them to complete, because they won't actually, well, now that we have in and out, we can go ahead and do it. I guess in is the only one that really is mandatory. So it will, we can now, sorry, we can't turn it off yet. To be able to turn it off, we need the other feeders over here, which we actually now have, which is perfect. Continue with that. Now, I believe this feeder should be able to handle both of these. That's the only thing I'm concerned about, because if one of them gets backed up, it's going to get blocked, And if it gets blocked, it's not going to haul through. But it does look like it's going to be able to deal with both of them. They will pull off both sides. And I believe they can output on both sides, but they will preference outputting. No, it looks like they only output on the one side, which is perfect. It will only keep a maximum of 2 in here. So as soon as this burns out, you'll see it's going to pull 1 in, and now it's back up to 2. So it kind of keeps a minimum amount in inventory, because we're going to have excess anyway. We probably have hundreds in here. We do, yeah. So we can even set up the feeder out, which always looks weird when you do a feeder in and a feeder out. That's fine. And this will be our first automation. Hooray! And this will not suck up any of the copper. Because it is... it's set to coal only in the storage, so it won't do that. So we don't need them to deliver anything anymore over here. The system should automatically just haul it in. I mean, they're still going to do it for the first little bit at least, but it's now complete. And how many of these do we have now? There's 6 just hanging out on the ground here. I don't know why they haven't hauled these yet. They are making more. We'll get 2 storages here. And over here we will get the setup for the iron as well as the copper. So we have 4 copper, 4 iron. And it should only pull what's required. We might even be able to get this coal onto this conveyor. Only thing I'm concerned about is it needs to stay in the right direction. So we'll do something like this. I don't think... Yeah, okay, so it will do that, which is perfect. As long as it only ends up on the left, which it is, that's perfectly fine, because again, it's just going to stay on this conveyor. And the same over here. Should be able to get it into this. The thing is, I think it has to go sideways for it to get loaded. So we might have to do some fancy up and over or something with this. Perfect. Yeah, so that is going to work, which is perfect. So it'll go up and over and then turn back around. So now that coal is also 100% automated. They're still manually loading coal into this, which is unfortunate, but is what it is. We can go ahead and get them to all like 200 into this one and 80 into this. I don't think they can do 200. I think 200 is the max, but we can still do that. And now we're really moving on this stuff here. And we'll end up changing this to only copper. And we should be able to place, I believe, 2 feeders. If I'm correct, going the other way. Yeah, it will allow us to do that. And we'll put for only iron in here. How much lucrum do we have? Do we have 400? Yes, we do. We have more than that. So we'll go ahead and do that lucrum. We'll get it hauled to the spaceport. And we'll get 200 hauled to the spaceport, and we will call in the 400 lucrum. Which will get us 2 more people and a shotgun. I should probably get somebody who's good at shooting. I can't remember it is company. Find somebody who's got some shooting skill. I don't know if anyone does, and give them the other shotgun. So they are level 5. Show me this person. Okay, I need you to swap for a shotgun. I believe that's the only weapon we actually have, yes. And these are all going to be turned on and put as iron. And these will be turned into copper. So that'll load in this lucrum. Did they not get to... Oh no, because it stacks into this one first, the 225, so they should have that easy. Perfect. I'm unsure as to why those like 4 irons still seem to be there, but I'm sure it'll be fine. And now, if we wish, we can move the industrial cutter down. And what do we need to build another industrial cutter? We can do it. And we can start our automatic cutting. So we can put our first cutter... Well, there needs to be the feeder out, but... I like the idea of being able to expand is the only thing. Yeah, I think we're going to do like that, and then we're just going to level out this area here. Shouldn't be a terrible project, except for until they get over here. I think it's going to be fine. Now, it has to be... perpendicular to be able to load in, so we're gonna have to do something like this, something funny like this. So we'll put this here because again we gotta go down here and then over and up. Definitely not the most optimal way of doing things, and we're gonna need another of these. Definitely not the most optimal, but you got to work with what you have. Hey. And then over here, we should be able to get 2 storages, so we'll need to get 2 storages queued up. I can't see us needing more than 3 of these. So we'll put a thing here. Should allow for an output this way. And it can go into storage there. And these guys can get a storage, I guess, over here. No, that won't work, will it? I just don't... Okay, well, that's the issue there. We've made about an hour's worth of recording before a crash like this. So we'll have to see where we left off the next time. But for now, this is where we're going to call it. I hope you liked the video. If you do like the video, remember to leave a like. And if you comment, that also helps with the algorithm gods. Maybe it's come back. It's trying its hardest, that's for sure. And it's now officially crashed. All right, so I thank you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.